The New Kids from 1985 is a thriller drama. It's marketed a little bit as a horror movie, and it was also directed by Sean S. Cunningham, the director of the first Friday the 13th movie. However, it's not really a horror movie. It has action and violence, but it's not horror, it's a drama thriller. In this movie, Abby and Lauren are a teenage brother and sister whose parents die in a car crash right at the beginning of the movie, and they have to move to Florida to live with their kooky uncle and aunt who run a failing amusement park. They end up clashing with a local gang led by Eddie Dutra, played by James Spader, and the movie is basically them going tit for tat until the end, where there's the ultimate showdown at the amusement park. And though this movie is not a horror movie, like I said before, it is quite violent and can be very mean-spirited. I like that the brother and sister, played by Loughlin and Shannon Presby, are likable characters who you are rooting for, while on the other hand, James Spader does his normal James Spader thing, and you can't not love him. He's pretty unhinged in this one and is definitely a highlight of the film. I feel like I do have to mention that there is some animal cruelty depicted in this film, including the actual slaughter of a chicken. So if that's going to bother you, then probably steer clear of this one. But otherwise, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good 80s thriller, a good time capsule kind of movie. And I do think even though the movie was really nasty, violent, and mean-spirited, it could have gone even further, which is why I rated it the way I did. This movie kind of verges on exploitation territory and could have pushed the envelope a little further, in my opinion. But in general, I found it enjoyable. And fun fact, apparently, according to this trailer footage, it was originally titled Striking Back. Follow Me Quietly from 1949 is a late post-war noir from the United States. This one was directed by Richard Fleischer, who directed many classic movies like Soylent Green and Tora, Tora, Tora and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And this early B-movie in his filmography really shows off his talents as a director. And even though this is classified as a noir, it's actually a serial killer police procedural. Detective Harry Grant, played by William Lundigan, and a determined newspaper reporter, Anne Gorman, played by Dorothy Patrick, are trying to track down a serial killer called the Judge, who has already strangled 7 victims. The way the police go about finding the Judge is one of the coolest things in this movie because they only have so much physical evidence to go on. So they create this mannequin or dummy of the Judge that has no face and stage him in ways to jog witnesses' memories. It's a strange thing to explain, but watching something like this in a movie from a time way before criminal profiling was a thing, I found it to be extremely interesting and enthralling. This film goes beyond just cool procedural elements. It really has the special sauce. It has the juice of that feeling of eeriness and dread. And while it doesn't compare to modern serial killer movies by any means, the kind of mixture of noir elements with this proto-procedural really hooked me. On top of all that, this movie is an hour long. So it's not a big time investment at all. I thought this movie was really cool, and if you're looking for a noir thriller that's a little bit off the beaten path and has some different elements that you don't see all the time in late 40s noir films, definitely check out Follow Me Quietly. The Doll from 1919 is a silent film directed by Ernst Lubitsch. Ernst Lubitsch is one of the most celebrated directors of all time, and I am a huge fan. I think this is about the 9th or 10th movie of his that I've seen, and it is the first silent film from Ernst Lubitsch that I've watched. This movie is about a baron who wants to marry off his nephew, and the nephew, who is not very interested in getting married, flees to a monastery and concocts a plan to marry a doll, basically an automaton, so he can get the baron off his back and also get a large dowry for getting getting married. However, hijinks ensue when the dollmaker's apprentice breaks the doll, and the dollmaker's daughter volunteers to take the doll's place in secret. This movie was sheerly delightful from start to finish. It's whimsical and funny, it has some very cool special effects for the time, and it definitely has a lot of what people call the Lubitsch touch. Asi Osvalda plays both the doll and the dollmaker's daughter, and she is a real treat to watch. This is my first time seeing her in anything, but apparently she was one of the biggest silent movie stars of all time in Germany. This one is very easy to access. There are many uploads of this movie on YouTube, though some of them have different things cut out and different musical scores, so I would advise to seek an official source. I actually watched the Kino Classics version on Canopy. This was an easy 5-star movie for me, and it's a good recommendation if you've never seen a silent film. This wouldn't be the worst place to start. And that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate you making it to the end, and if you like these short movie reviews that I do, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.